everybody, and happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. Well, the title of my Homebrew Wednesday this week is The Good, the Bad, and the Homebrew. And it's all good, it's all bad, and it's all homebrew related. But before we get started, what I have right here is the very first pint of my SJ Pour Challenge American Pale Ale. Okay, good news and bad news about this, guys. The good news is it's one hell of a nice looking beer. Okay, it is clear, it's just really chill hazed. My refrigerator is currently sitting at 36 degrees. Okay, so this is quite cold. It's got a nice head on top. Okay, decent amount of lacing, although once the head dies down you'll be able to see that better. Nice color. I can smell the hops, but only faintly. Sorry. Okay, the hop profile on this beer has dialed down way more than I expected it to. I used 5 ounces of hops, 4 different kinds, to make this beer, and I really expected more hop flavor. There is, well, how do I describe it? There is hop flavor, but it's not as pronounced as, say, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. A famous one. Pretty much anybody can get it anywhere they're at. Pretty much. It's not as pronounced as that, but they're definitely there, and they're orangey and grapefruity and citrusy, but they're also piney and resiny. It's from the mix of hops that I used. All in all, on a scale from 1 to 10, I would have to give this a 7. Okay. Honestly, my New Zealand style pale ale, which was the first all-grain homebrew I did this year, was a lot better and probably would have been more suited for the SJ Pour Challenge. But we'll get to that in just a second, okay? I believe in the good news first and then the bad news, and it's all homebrew related. So we'll set this aside. And on a lighter note, I got beer mail this week. Yeah, it's always nice to come home from work or to not come home from work, and I'll explain that in a minute, and find a package on your doorstep, and when you open it up, it's free beer. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's only happened to me, well, 3 times now, from the 4 times, sorry, from 2 guys. And I would like to thank, special shout out to Brandon Ricker from Turtle Feather Brewing. Okay, he's based out of Ontario, Canada. Alright, if you guys haven't already subscribed to him, check out his channel. Alright, he's doing really cool things. He's into like kit hacking, where you take beer kits and then you switch up the yeast and you add different specialty grains and steeping grains and base malts, and try to come up with your own style. And I mean, that's a really cool idea, and he's got great videos. So like I said, if you guys haven't already subscribed to him, check out his channel. If you like what you see, subscribe and stick around. But last week I got beer mail from Brandon, and I mean, the beers were great, and I told him the package came, and he said, "What do you mean package?" Because he had sent 2. Well, apparently one of them was damaged, so he took the extra effort to send another package. Okay, and 2 of them didn't last, guys, but I got a 500 milliliter can of Prison Break Breakout Pilsner. Okay, you probably can't see the can from now. I'll bring them up closer. And a Nickelback Headstock India Pale Ale. Okay, the Prison Break says it's made by Double Trouble Brewing Company, locked into drinking some old lagers. Alright. Prison Break Pilsner's unconfined flavor demonstrates just how good a lager can taste, full of aromatic and balanced hopping for maximum flavor security. This breakout Pilsner will surely set your palate free and uninspiring lagers. We hope you run with our Prison Break Pilsners. Okay, it's 473 milliliters, 5% alcohol, and if you guys want to check out Double Trouble Brewing Company, they're located at 950 Woodlawn Road West in Gulf, Ontario, Canada. Okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'll put a little annotation down there. And the Nickelback Headstock is 7% alcohol. It states the IBUs are 80. And it's brewed by Better Bitters Brewing Company in Burlington, Ontario. Okay, on the back of it says a boldly hopped, full-bodied American-style IPA, brewed using primarily nugget hops, gives Headstock IPA a distinct hop flavor, bitterness, and aroma. It also uses a blend of classic European and North American malts to enhance the body and flavor. No additives, no preservatives, naturally carbonated for a smooth, crisp finish. This beer was fantastic. Now, I was surprised that for 80 IBUs, I didn't find it all that bitter. But it was an IPA in true form. I mean, this beer was like I was just chewing on a glass full of fresh, hop cones. But here are the cans, guys. Alright, that's the Prison Break. Looks kind of cool. Little bandit climbing, walking away from a ladder. And the Nickelback Headstock. Alright, really cool looking cans. And since these cans are empty, they will go next to the last can, a beer that Turtle Feather Brewing sent me, a Dusseldorf Alt Beer from Creemore Springs. Okay, this was a very good beer as well. Okay, a couple other beers I got. I have a Naughty Neighbor American Style Pale Ale. Okay, I have a Amsterdam Brewery Springbok, 7.3% alcohol. Okay, I'm not going to give a close-up of these bottles, guys, because I plan on doing a beer review on all these. He also sent me a 650 milliliter bottle of Highlander Brewing Company's Blacksmith. This is a smoked porter, okay? I believe I may have had a porter in my lifetime. Don't know exactly what kind it was, and it was pretty good, but I've never had a smoked porter. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. And this one I thought was kind of a funny can. It's made by Hop City Brewing Company. It's called Barking Squirrel Lager. Okay, and I mean you can't see it, but there's a picture of a pissed off squirrel holding a hop cone in his hand. Okay, like I said, guys, I will do reviews on these beers where I'll give you the close-up of the cans. Okay, something else I've had going on. I was down here this past weekend cleaning up the bar from the winter, and I saw the can of Creedmoor alt beer sitting over on the shelf, and I decided that it was so good I was going to try to mimic the variety. And after the 10-gallon all-grain batch fiasco I had trying to make the SJ Pour Challenge beer, I decided to take a break from all-grain for a minute, and I did a partial mash, partial extract. A beer version. It was a total of 5 pounds of dry malt extract. Okay, I know a lot of people like to mix dry malt extract and liquid malt extract. And depending on where you live, liquid malt extract is actually cheaper than dry malt extract, unless you live where I do. Okay. Sorry. At my brew store, dry malt extract comes in 3.3 pound or 4 pound cans for about $20 US. I can get a pound of dry malt extract in any variety, Pilsen, extra light, light, wheat, amber, sparkling amber, dark, extra dark, you know, anything in between for about $4.95 a pound. So I went with all dry malt extract. I used 1.5 pounds of German Cara Red as the steeping grain, and I used Y yeast, Kosk yeast. I'm probably not saying that right. I don't know the Y yeast variety offhand because I'm shooting this video a little off the cuff today, guys, but I'll put an annotation down below. Okay. Now that's the good of the homebrew. The bad of this video is due to recent circumstances, both professionally and personally. I've had to back out of the SJ Pour Challenge, and believe me, that pisses me off a lot. Okay, the first reason I had to back out was last Monday, the 7th. I walked into work and found out that myself, as well as a few other co-workers, was placed into laid-off status. Now, technically, I still have my job, but anybody who's ever been laid off knows the little bastards never call you back anyway. But I'm not the kind of guy to take bad news sitting down, so to speak. And yesterday I had an interview, and this morning I had an interview, so I will wait to see if I get second interviews, and then I will decide which company that I'm going to go with. They were both very impressed with my resume. They were in the my general career field, so to speak, which is logistics and distribution. Okay, big words aside, that's anything having to do with warehousing, shipping, receiving, inventory, getting the right number of trailers to the right place at the right time, that kind of thing. So anyway, yeah, that's why I had to back out of the SJ Pour Challenge. On a personal note, in the U.S., the challenge is up to, and forgive me if the numbers have changed, 68 participants, and that's 68 bottles of beer. Okay, keep in mind a standard case is 24 12-ounce bottles of beer, and so that's basically about 3 cases of beer. And Mrs. Brewing with Bill found out that I would have to spend the money to ship 3 cases of beer, and then potentially provide the money to get 3 cases of beer shipped back to me. and she told me in no uncertain circumstances if I spent that kind of money to mail beer around to people, then I was pretty much guaranteed never to see her naked with a sandwich again. So, yeah, shut down on both fronts, guys. The financial front dried up, the personal front dried up. But all in all, I have to say that's really not too bad, because that's not going to win it. The hop flavor is there, but it's not exactly the overabundance of aromas and flavors that I was going for. Okay. Now, a couple of reasons for that. It was my first 10-gallon batch, and you know, as I've told you guys before, I had a hell of a time with it. And I've never actually done a beer quite this complex. Okay, if you follow my channel, you watch my last video, you'll know it's 4 different hops, 3 base grains, 2 specialty malts, and 1 10-gallon batch. So I'd say, would it be good enough for maybe 4th or 5th place? Sure. But yeah, this isn't a beer to stand the test of time, guys. Okay, as I stated before, the Kiwi Pale Ale was a lot better. Okay, and on the lines of the Kiwi Pale Ale, okay, another shout out to Chubby and the Missus from Shadow Beast Brewing for sending me the Motueka hops. I know I've mentioned it so many times, it's kind of like beating a dead horse now, but you know, that was really cool. I know the only reason they sent it to me is because I want a 200 subscriber challenge, which is cool, but it was just really cool to get these things, and the beer that I made was absolutely fantastic. And Chubby, you're watching the video, I know I said I would look into, you know, sending you and the missus a pair of beers, and I did, but it didn't matter if I went through FedEx, UPS, or the United States Postal Service, which I found out pushes all their international shipments back onto UPS. The shipping charge by weight and dimensions, well, dimensional weight, $154. So yeah, alright, I do apologize, it's not going to happen, but I was able to send one of the pale ales to Ontario, Canada, and the guy said it was pretty good beer. So, alright, well, I guess this video has gone on long enough, guys. Okay, tune in next week when I show you how my Dusseldorf Altbeer clone is coming along. Okay, you'll probably see a different backdrop, as you can see right now. The bar is most decidedly unfinished. I have all the plywood that I need to install interior walls. And lesson learned from this winter's deep freeze, guys. I will put insulation up on all 3 exterior walls before I plywood it in, and there will be a wood pellet stove in the corner directly behind where the camera is right now. After I get all that done, I'll shoot a video, show you guys that too. But alright, now I'm babbling. Don't want the video to be too long, but I really can't say anything under 15 or 16 minutes, can I? Anyway, guys, I hope your week this far has been good. I hope the rest of your week could be even better. Until the next video, take care of yourselves. Cheers. 17.